Shalom, shalom, Israel. First giving honor to the Most High and His Son, Yahushua. Today's class, what fruits are you producing, if any? Touched on a similar class like this before, but just rehashing a subject that, we've heard time and time again, but at the same time, for some of us, it doesn't always stick. It's something we have to come back to, or we have to, gradually check ourselves and our spirits, making sure that we are in line with these things. But again, what fruits are you producing, if any? You know what I mean? Go ahead, Brew, and pull up the what the good fruits do to the body. So I want y'all to look at the analogy, right? Of the tree that bear, the good tree that bear good fruits, and the corrupt tree or the evil tree that bear corrupt or evil fruits, right? When you indulge in these things, what happens to the body when you have something good, right? Put it up. Make it a little bit bigger. All right. Just simple things, a diet rich in vegetables and fruits can lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, prevent some types of cancers, lower risk of eye and digestive problems, and have a positive effect upon blood sugar, which can help keep appetite in check. Just small little benefits, and it goes deeper than just that, but this is the benefits of the good, right? Well, then what are the things of the bad? Put it up, bro. Okay, so when it comes to bad fruits, not picking your fruits at the right time, or dealing with rotten food, all of these things have adverse effects on the body. It adds, as it shows, the acid reflux, man. It can also harbor diseases, parasites, different things, man, when you're dealing with unhealthy food, unhealthy fruit, bad fruit, right? When you're eating, case in point, we have pecan tree here on our property that has been producing empty pecan shells. That the tree is meant to produce fruit, but the fruit that it's producing isn't beneficial, right? So keep that in mind, right? We have that analogy of a good tree and an evil tree, right? Let's go ahead and start it off, bro. Give me Romans 15 and 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
For our learning, for us to gain that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. For us to have a better chance of doing better in our dispensation of time, right? Read.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures.
That through patience and comfort of the scriptures, read.
Might have hope.
That we might continue to have that hope and faith in the Lord. That we will continue to be strong and steadfast in His word. That we will continue to listen to His voice and follow the instruction. That we will continue to have that brotherly and sisterly love. That we will continue to indulge in that good fruit, right?
That's right.
Give me the book of St. Matthew's, chapter 7 and verse 16. Let me get that with you, bro. Go ahead and read that when you get there.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall know them by their fruits.
So, of course, it's this regarding false prophets, but at the same time, it's talking about you as well. You will be known by what you do. You will be known by what you say. You will be known by your actions, by what your spirit is giving off, right? Read.
Do men gather grapes of thorns?
He say, do you gather grapes of thorns? Read.
Or figs of thistles?
Or figs of thistles. Grapes of thorns and figs of thistles. Read.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
He say, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, right? Read.
But a corrupt tree.
But a what?
A corrupt tree.
But a corrupt tree or an evil tree or a sick tree or a dead tree, read.
Bringeth forth evil fruit.
It bringeth forth evil fruit. So the good the good tree is going to bring forth benefits. The corrupt tree is going to bring forth a lot of sorrow, a lot of confusion, a lot of pain, a lot of headache, a lot of negativity. So you have the positive, you have the negative, right?
Break it out.
Go to Galatians 5:16. It's saying that the grapes of thorns and the fig of thistles. Right? If you're going to pick grapes, you're not supposed to be eating thorns. If you're going to have a fig, you're not supposed to be dealing with thistles, right? Read that when you get there. Galatians 5:16, bro.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16.
Read.
This I say then, walk in the Spirit.
All right, so we're already having a distinction between good and bad, right? We're having a distinction between spirit and flesh. We're having a positive and negative, right? It's a walk in the Spirit, read.
And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
So now we have the two opposing forces. We have the spirit and we have flesh. We have that lust of the flesh, not just, where it be what you're looking at. It could be what you're indulging in, or the conversations you have, the company you keep, the things you eat, the things you spiritually eat, the things that you're indulging in that has no positive benefits.
That's right.
Yeah.
Read.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
Say the flesh lusteth against the spirit. Read.
And the spirit against the
And
flesh.
the spirit against the flesh. It's that push and pull, that tug of war. Read.
And these are contrary to the one to the other.
He say these two things are contrary one to the other. Read.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
So if you're in the spirit, you're not going to do the things that you would if you were of the flesh.
Right.
And if you're of the flesh, you won't do the things that you would if you was of the spirit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So if you were negative, you're not going to do anything positive. If you're positive, you're not going to do anything negative. So if you're dealing with that good tree, you're going to produce good fruit. If you are of that corrupt tree, you're going to produce evil fruit.
That's right.
Say these things are contrary one to the other, right? Go and give me 1 John 2:15. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Again, these things we've all heard, we've all read, we've all dealt with. But again, we need to hear it again.
That's right.
Right? Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
It's telling you to love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, meaning that flesh, that carnal,
That's right.
that negative, that darkness. It's saying don't give your precious time that we do not get back unto the things that are unprofitable, unto the things that are going to cause sadness, unto the things that are going to cause death, unto the negative that is not going to produce any benefits.
That's right.
No.
Read.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
It's telling you if any man is of the flesh, the spirit is not of him, because it just said these two things are contrary one to the other. So you cannot have the flesh and be spiritual.
Bring it out.
You cannot be spiritual and be fleshly, be carnal. You cannot mix water and oil. You can shake them up, but guess what? They're going to start to separate.
That's right.
These two things are contrary one to the other. A good tree is going to produce good fruit. A corrupt tree is going to produce evil fruit.
That's right.
Read.
For all that is in the world.
For all that is in the world, for all of the things that this flesh and the carnal may read.
The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes.
The lust of the flesh, The lust of the eyes, read.
And the pride of life.
And the what, bro?
The pride of life.
That one thing right there has a hold on our people, bro. It's pride. No one wants to take accountability when we are wrong. Nobody wants to take accountability when things go awry. No one wants to take accountability, period, because we're too prideful to admit when we're wrong.
Bring it out.
That's right. Teach that.
We're too prideful to admit that something ain't right.
That's right.
We're too prideful to admit that, nah, I don't know anything about that, so I can't give you an answer on it.
Bring it out.
I personally never experienced this, so I can't give you any advice towards this, but guess what? I can either find somebody that has, or I can go and do some research. That pride of life, bro, is going to kill us.
That's right.
That pride of life is pulling from that tree that is evil, that corrupt tree with that evil fruit. Read.
And the pride of life is not of the Father.
These things are not of the Father. These things are not of the Spirit. They are contrary one to the other.
That's right.
Read.
But is of the world.
But is what?
Is of the world.
But these things are of that flesh.
Right.
These things are of that corrupt tree. These things are those evil things, those evil fruits, the evil spirits that we take upon us that keep us with that dark cloud and that dark shade over us. It say, these things are not of the Father. Read.
And the world passeth away.
He say, and the world is going to pass away. These things, this evil, this corruptness, this flesh is going to pass away. Read.
And the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God.
But he that is of the Spirit, that he that produces good fruit upon a good tree, read.
Abideth forever.
Is going to abide in it forever because they understand what you need to do, what the Lord is calling you to do, and what is your role in operating in that.
Bring it out.
Again, we need this refresher.
That's right. Yes.
Go back. Matthew 7. And start at 17. Go ahead, read, bro.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Read.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
There it is. It's letting you know a good tree cannot go outside its programming of producing good fruit. Read.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
It say neither can a corrupt tree go against its programming and bring forth good fruit. It don't work that way.
Bring it out.
You're trying to mix water and oil, and it don't work. You cannot say that you are spiritual and you continue to have hatred for your brothers. You cannot say that you are spiritual and you continue to disregard the voice of the Lord. You cannot say that you are spiritual and you continue to block your ears and cover up your eyes when the word of the Lord, when the light of the Lord is trying to shine and get your attention. It don't work that way. Read it one more time, verse 18.
Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
It cannot. No matter what you tell yourself in the head, no matter what voice that you're speaking to that's telling you that what you're doing is actually good, when it goes against the word of the Lord, bro, it don't produce anything beneficial. Read.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Because what we're looking at, man, everything that is of the world right now tells you that good is bad and bad is good.
That's right.
Bring it out.
It's going contrary to the word of the Lord. The world is telling you, sisters, be promiscuous.
Man.
The world is telling you, brothers, bro, go knock down any and everything that you can find.
Bring it out.
The world is telling you, hey, bro, destroy your body with all of these different pills and drugs and drinks and set up the vanity. So all you look for name brands, you look for the Gucci and the Louis and the Balenciaga and the Balmain, and you're not thinking about what you're gonna need to take care of your rent for your housing. You're not looking at what you're gonna need for to keep your family fed. You're not looking at what type of skills you have, that if this economy goes to the point where you have to go back to barter and trade, what can you provide?
Teach.
Get out.
What skills can you ultimately feed your family with?
Man.
This is why we need to stop playing around and actually dig deep.
Real.
Galatians 5 and 17.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Read.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary, the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit.
But if you are of the Spirit, if you are listening to the voice of the Lord, if you are following in that light, if you are going towards the light, read.
Ye are not under the law.
Because the law was made for sinners.
That's right.
The law was made for those that break. The law was made for those that ultimately don't give a damn, to be real.
Bring it out.
The law was not made for somebody spiritual, because somebody spiritual is not going to do the things of the lawless.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
2 Timothy 2 and 19.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having the seal.
Having the seal, being in the Spirit, read.
The Lord knoweth them that are his.
The Lord knoweth them that are his, read.
And let everyone that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity.
It's telling you that if you are under the Spirit, if you are following the Spirit, if you are steadfast in that foundation, there is no need for you to be stuck under this. There's no need for you to be trapped against the law of sin and death, because you are of the Spirit. He say, Christ know who he is. Those that are following the voice, those that are listening. Read.
But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth.
It's telling you there's vessels of praise and honor, and then vessels of dishonor, right? We're getting into it. Read.
And some to honor, and some to dishonor.
Read.
If a man therefore purge himself from these.
If he purges himself from these things, from that flesh, from that corrupt tree, from that evil fruit, read.
He shall be a vessel unto honor.
He shall be what?
A vessel unto honor.
You are going to be in the Spirit.
Bring it out.
You are going to speak thusly of the Spirit. You are going to operate in the Spirit. The things that you do are going to correlate with what you say. How you interact with people is going to speak volumes.
That's right.
Being of the Spirit. Being like Christ. Again, it said he know those that are his.
That's right.
Because those are the ones that that are listening and doing, thus say the Lord.
That's right.
It's just like growing up, man. You have the household, you have the children that listen, and then you have the children that don't listen. You have children that ultimately are going to follow the laws in the household, and you also have the children that are going to do what they want to do. You never hear the parents say anything to the children that's doing what needs to be done, because they're doing what needs to be done.
That's
you always
right.
gonna hear them saying something to the other ones. It never fails.
That's right.
It's time for us to be of that good tree with that good fruit, and not be of that corrupt tree and that evil fruit. Let us not be the disobedient children that always got to get checked, that always got to get talked to, that always got to get punished, that always trying to find a loophole around the law.
That's
Bring
right.
it out.
Bring it out.
there's no benefits for being disobedient.
There's
no benefits for being disobedient, bruh. There's no benefits for being in the flesh. The only benefit you're going to see is death.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Read 21 again.
If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. We are supposed to be the physical embodiment, showing that Christ is alive. That's right.
You do that through the Spirit. You do that through your spirit correlating with the actions of what the Lord needs us to do. How to act, how to speak, how to treat.
That's right.
Simple. Plain upon tables, but yet it's still so hard for us to grasp. It's something that we're still struggling and toying with.
Bring it out.
We need a refresher on this.
Yes, sir.
You need that voice of encouragement telling you the walk that you walking, bro. Keep going. The light is there. End game is there. That's what this is. That's an encouragement. That's being of the Spirit.
That's right.
That's why I say this is for your comfort, that you might have hope. Go back. Galatians 5:19.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
Now we're about to get into some of these evil fruits from this corrupt tree that we just seem to not want to let go. Read.
Which are these? Adultery.
What is it, bro?
Adultery.
Read.
Fornication.
Read.
Uncleanness.
Read.
Lasciviousness.
Man, see, just this section alone, bro. Just this little section alone, it has the world in a chokehold.
Bring it out.
Because social media, your movies, your TV programming, the magazines, any form of literature that can be used to reach the youth.
Man.
Bring it out.
All it's feeding you, man, is fornication. All it is feeding you, man, is vile and wicked sexual desires, man. All it is feeding you, man, is uncleanness, man, and adultery is telling you that what's the point of having a marriage? What's the point of man and woman being together anymore?
Man.
What's the point of having a lasting, loving relationship, being able to build and help one another? What's the point of that anymore?
Make them think.
That's what the flesh, that's what the evil fruit, the corrupt tree is producing, and we eating it up. And our youth are being slaughtered. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. Just off of this alone, we ain't even went no further.
Man. Teach.
The teenage pregnancy is through the roof. Our sisters having 15 plus and I'm lowballing. 15 plus bodies, bro. You ain't even 16 yet.
Sad.
Our young men, man. There's no masculine anything to give order to show you how to navigate your emotions. And what you do is you go off of your emotions and now you done slain another brother. Or you done let your emotions get you into a situation that you ultimately can't get out of, that now puts pressure on your family to try to figure out how to get you out, how to help, or whatever they got to do to get you back home because you've ultimately lost your freedom.
Bring it out.
They can think about it.
The pride of life and the vanity, all of these things correlate with each other. You want to be like what you see on the TV and the computer screen, and you don't have any of this at your disposal. So what you go do? You go hit lick. You go slide. Instead of figuring out what type of skills and what you like to do and what you can ultimately produce to have the things that you need or could possibly want once you get your priorities in order. But there's no order in the household showing you how to do that. Right. There's nobody on your head telling you, hey, this is not how you're supposed to move. The positive role models for our young sisters aren't there to tell them, bro, you don't have to use your body to get what you need.
Bring it out.
Hey, teach that.
You don't have to succumb to the crazy beauty standards of social media.
Man,
teach.
Just killing themselves, going under a knife just for a BBL.
My goodness.
Injecting their body with all kind of different toxins and poisons just to get your lips full. You're taking 17 hours to put on a face that's not even yours because you don't even accept the natural beauty that you have.
Teach.
You going to these different stores and you getting all kind of toxic and plastic and foreign objects put all on your head just so you can have some hair like the social media put out. True. Different colors, different phases, whatever you can think of. But that's what it is right there.
Sad.
Read on, bro.
Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresy.
Man, all of these things, bro, we still are dealing with today. Even our brothers and sisters that call themselves in the truth. Man, we still dealing with these things. Yeah. Idolatry is big.
Bring it out.
We just don't want to let go of the idols. We do not want to ultimately lean on Christ for him to show us the way. We don't want to listen to his voice. We want to indulge in the things that make us feel good and ultimately turn us carnal. That's right. We don't do the things that we're supposed to do or need to do. We do the things we want to do.
Man.
The things that you need to do don't always necessarily feel good, but guess what? They beneficial.
Bring it out.
Man.
The things that feel good ain't always beneficial.
Teach. Stay home.
The things that feel good ain't always positive.
Bring it out.
The things that you need to do ain't negative. Because you need it. It's you a need. You have to have it. You have to do it. If you don't, you are missing something.
Teach.
You are not whole. You are part. This is why we need to really sit back and look at what we doing, how we speaking, how we acting. Is what I'm doing in line with what Christ need me to do, or am I doing what I want to do? Or am I being led by somebody that is not following the Lord? Is what being told to me, is that following what Christ said? Have I been, for a lack of a better term, hoodwinked and bamboozled? Right? This is what that witchcraft, that hatred, that variance, that emulations, that wrath, that strife, the seditions, the heresies, the lies, the deceit, all of these things correlate with that corrupt tree. These are the evil fruits that our brothers and sisters are continuously indulging in. Read on, bro.
envyings, murders.
Hold up. Envyings, murders, murders. Both of these things correlate with each other.
That's right.
Because you can envy somebody so much to the point where you don't want them around anymore. Or you want to become that person altogether. And to become that person can't be around anymore. This is what social media has done to our brothers and sisters. It put the glitz and the glam and the how to get rich quick and the I'm taking 39 trips in 1 month. I'm laying down and doing this, that, and the third. You ultimately are creating a depressing situation for yourself.
That's right.
You're killing yourself and your spirit day in and day out because you're envying what you're seeing on that phone screen. You're envying what you're seeing on that television. You're envying what you're hearing on the radio. You're envying what you're seeing in the magazines. If you read, because one thing that we just don't do.
Bring that out.
With this little piece of here, bro, if it ain't a DM or a comment or a like, we not reading it.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't a check out my bio for my LinkedIn account or check out my OnlyFans or look at my Cash App, you ain't reading it.
Figure it out.
Read, bro.
Drunkenness,
Read.
revilings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things,
that they are of this corrupt tree, that they that eat these evil fruits, read,
shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
These things are contrary one to the other.
That's
you
right.
cannot do this and get this. You cannot be this and get this.
That's right.
Teach that.
Colossians 3:1, bro. Let me get there with you. Read that when you get there, bro. The book of Colossians, chapter 3, and start at verse 1.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye then be risen with Christ.
If you then be risen with Christ, if you then are of the Spirit, read.
Seek those things which are above.
He says, seek those things which are of Christ, read.
Where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affection on things above.
Set your affections on the light. Set your affections on the Spirit. Set your affections on the things that are beneficial to you mentally, spiritually, and physically. Read.
Not on things on the earth.
Not on the things that are of that flesh. Not on the things that are of that carnal. Not of the things that are of the lust of the world. Read.
For ye are dead.
For ye are what?
Are dead.
For you are dead. You have let that old man and old woman die that was of the world. You let the flesh be peeled away, and now the ultimate spirit now has come through. Just like that butterfly, bro. Just like that caterpillar. You know what I'm saying? Creating that cocoon, and you busting out. You letting that flesh loose, and that spirit, that butterfly is roaming free.
That's right.
You have died to find that life.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God.
Your life is in Christ. Read.
When Christ, who is our life.
Who is what?
Our life.
Who is our life. Read.
Shall appear. Then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
Just like that caterpillar, man, that has ultimately turned into that butterfly. When you bust through, bro, it's a beautiful occasion.
That's right.
Bring it out.
It's a new being.
That's right. Teach.
Beautiful. Perfect work of nature.
Man.
It's so beautiful. There's so many documentaries on just the butterfly, bro.
That's right. That's right.
the beautiful thing about nature. Read.
Mortify, therefore, your members.
It's saying cleanse yourself. Read.
Which are upon the earth.
It say cleanse yourself of that fleshly. Cleanse yourself of that carnal. Cleanse yourself of that darkness. Read.
Fornication.
It say these things are what you need to cleanse yourself from. Fornication. Read.
Uncleanness.
Uncleanness from how you speak, from how you think, from how you act, from the things you ingest and indulge in. Read.
Inordinate affection.
Wandering eyes, man. Read.
Evil concupiscence and covetousness, which is idolatry.
It's telling you all of the same things we just read in Galatians are the same things you need to mortify your member of.
That's right.
You need to cleanse yourself of to be of that good tree, to eat that good fruit. These are the things that we need to separate ourselves from so we can ultimately be what Christ needs us to be. For us to be the best version of ourselves. Read.
For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of
He
disobedience.
say, for these things, for that wanting of the earth, man, being of the flesh, that fornication, that uncleanness, that inordinate affection, that evil concupiscence, the covetousness, which is idolatry, these things, it say, for that wrath, for these things, you reap the wrath of the Lord, man.
Bring it out.
Because you are a child of disobedience.
Bring it
There
out.
is nothing beneficial to being disobedient.
At all.
Read it again. Verse 6.
For which things sake
For these things that we just read above, sake, read,
the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience.
you have to receive the belt for being disobedient.
Bring it out.
Again, the same analogy of your siblings. You got the brothers and sisters that listen to their parents and follow the instructions and the rules of the household. And you got your brothers and sisters that just want to do what they want to do, try to find loopholes and come in late and think that they going to get away. And your mom and your pops ain't said nothing to you yet. But guess what? They bust up in your room 2 nights later with that belt in their hand. Now you...
Man.
You done freaked out. You didn't. You thought I forgot? Nah. That's the best time to check somebody because now they're unguarded.
Man.
They done let themselves. They done let their guard down, thinking, "Oh, I'm good." Yeah.
Boy.
That's right.
And we've all done got checked like that.
Ooh-wee.
Yes, sir.
Every last one of us, man. If your parent, bro, was trying to establish some form of discipline and manners and goodness in you, they had to have done that.
That's right. That's right.
That is a form of love and correction.
That's right.
So you think the Lord ain't gonna do that when you out here just tripping and wilding?
All right.
Doing the things that he say do not do is gonna get you checked.
Man.
Whether it be now or tomorrow or 2 weeks or however long down the line.
Man.
True.
That's why it say have and put on the armor of the Lord. You ain't gotta worry about being unguarded.
Man. Ain't that something?
Read verse 6 one more time, bro. You good? Colossians 3 and verse 6.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 6. For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience.
Man.
Been there.
Flashbacks. I'm over here. Man, this hit home.
Bring it out.
You chilling in the tub, you trying to get clean. All of a sudden, boom.
Boom.
A belt come in out of nowhere. A comb. We can laugh now because we understand what was going on. But back then,
That's
I was
right.
in fear of my life.
Bring that out. Bring that out. Bring that out.
Bro, you can see just like them cartoons, you see the spirit leave that mouth, bro. I was frozen. This is why I tell you, bro, Bro, this is that blueprint, man.
Take it back.
These things our forefathers experienced, we still experiencing now.
Man.
Yes, sir. That's right.
This is why I tell you, bro, this is for your hope, bro. This reading this and gaining that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and gaining that hope from this, knowing that you're not alone.
That's right.
Knowing that the fight that you fighting, it can be defeated.
That's right. That's right.
Matthews 7:19.
The book of Matthew,
Go ahead, read, bro.
chapter 7 and verse 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit
It say, every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit, read,
is hewn down.
is what?
Hewn down.
It's hewn down, it's cut down, but what else happened, bro?
And cast into the fire.
Did it not just say that you will reap the wrath of God by being disobedient?
Bring it out.
This is coming out of the mouth of Christ. He telling you, this is what you're supposed to do. If I have created a tree that is supposed to be of good, you need to produce good fruit.
That's right.
What's the point of having a guard dog that when things go awry, you find him under the bed? Don't make sense.
At all.
This is why it's so important, man, that we actually read. That we stop lying to ourselves thinking that we got it. We all still need help somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
And this is where you run to first.
Teach that.
This is where you run to first. This is who you seek that first counseling from. You reach out to the Lord. And then if you ultimately feel like, man, it just feel like I'm missing something, then you reach out to your brothers and sisters. You reach out to that leadership, man, that can give you the guidance that you need to push through.
No, that's right. That's right.
Because again, he said he's not going to put you in a situation you cannot escape from.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah, jump over to St. Mark 7:18.
Book of St. Mark, chapter 7 and verse 18.
Read, bro.
And he saith unto them, Are ye so without understanding also? Do ye not perceive that whatsoever, do ye not perceive that whatsoever thing from without entereth into a man, it cannot defile him? Because it entereth not into his heart, but into the belly, and goeth out into draught, purging all meats.
It's that purging that lies and that doctrine. It's the things that we indulge in, not just meaning what we physically eat. I meaning what you allow your spirit to take in. The things that you allow to manipulate your mind into doing the things that are not of the Lord. Read.
And he said, That which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man.
They say, that which cometh out of that man defileth that man. Read.
For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
And what are these evil thoughts? What are these evil things that he is referring to, bro? Read.
Adultery.
What'd he say, bro?
Adultery.
Read.
Fornication.
Read.
Murder.
Read.
Theft.
Read.
Covetousness.
Read.
Wickedness.
Read.
Deceit.
Read.
Lasciviousness.
What else?
An evil eye.
Read.
Blasphemy.
Read.
Pride.
Read.
Foolishness.
All of these things we already have established of a corrupt tree.
That's right.
Of an evil fruit. These things are what ultimately make that tree corrupt.
That's right.
These things that you are putting out, these things that you're allowing to leave you are ultimately creating that evil fruit.
Bring it out.
Or ultimately corrupting the tree that the Lord made for good.
Teach that.
These things are what defile a man and a woman.
That's right.
These things. That's why I say mortify your member of these very same things. Read, bro.
All these things come from within.
Now read it again, bro.
All these things come from within.
All these evil things come from within. All these evil things come from within.
That's right.
Read.
And defile the man.
And do what, bro?
Defile the man.
And defile that man or that woman.
That's right.
That boy or that girl. These things. This is why he give us so many different examples, so many different setups on what we're dealing with. Ultimately, still today, we're still going through the same thing that our forefathers and foremothers went through then.
That's right. Cycle.
Give me James 3:13.
This is the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge amongst you? Let him shew out of a good conversation.
He say, let him show these things out of a good conversation. Read.
His works with meekness of wisdom.
Again, it say you will be known by your fruits, right? Read.
But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your heart.
If you have these evil fruits and this corrupt tree within you, read.
Glory not and lie not against the truth.
Read.
This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly.
These things, this corruptness, this evil spirit, these things don't come from above. It is of the flesh. It is of the carnal. It is earthly. This is the lust that's out here to destroy you.
That's right.
These things do not come from above. Read.
Sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion.
There is what?
There is confusion.
It say, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion. Read.
And every evil work.
And every what?
Evil work.
And every evil work. Again, establishing the groundwork that these things we must purge from ourselves. We cannot have these things among us and call ourselves spiritual.
That's right.
We cannot have these things among us and call ourselves following Christ.
That's right.
Bring it out.
It does not mix.
That's right.
These things are contrary one to the other.
That's right.
Again, I'm posing that question. What fruits are you producing? If any. Go back to Galatians, 5:22.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 22.
Read.
But the fruit of the Spirit.
Now we're about to go into what are the things that make up a good tree and good fruit. The things that are beneficial to you, thus say the Lord. Read.
Is love.
It say what, bro?
Love.
Love is beneficial. Read.
Joy.
Joy is beneficial. Read.
Peace.
Peace is beneficial. What is negative about peace?
Bring it out.
What can you not gain by being peaceful?
I'll wait.
What can you not gain by having love and joy?
Bring it out.
What is the drawback of being peaceful?
Bring it out.
Read.
Long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
It's telling you against these things, there is no point for you to be under the law of sin and death if you are already doing thus say the Lord.
Bring it out.
There is nothing holding you back from being the best version of yourself you can be. There is nothing holding you back from being able to achieve and be successful. They say these things are positive. These things produce positive results.
That's right.
Read.
And they that are Christ.
And they that are Christ
have crucified the flesh.
Have died in the flesh.
That's right.
Read.
With the affections and lusts.
With that world, with that darkness. You have given up that life of flesh, that life of the carnal, that life of that darkness. Read.
If we live in the Spirit.
If we live in the Spirit. Read.
Let us also walk in the Spirit.
If we say that we are moving in of the Spirit, our walk and our do have to match up with what we say.
That's right.
Right. Teach.
If I am of the Spirit, my tree must be good.
That's right.
If I am of the Spirit, my fruit must be beneficial.
That's right.
Read.
Let us not be desirous of vainglory.
They say, let us not be desirous of the things that can corrupt your tree. Let us not be desirous of the flesh that can ultimately destroy.
That's right.
Let us not desire the things that can kill. Read.
Provoking one another. Envying one another.
These things will cause a chain reaction of negativity.
That's right.
This is why the Lord say to mortify your memory, man, to cleanse yourself, to take on his spirit. 2 Peter 1, and start at verse 3.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 3. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these you might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust.
They say, having escaped that corruption that is of the world, that is brought about by that lust.
That's right.
That is brought about by the lust of the eye and the lust of the flesh. The things that will ultimately lead to corruption. The things that will ultimately lead to that evil fruit. Read.
And besides this, giving all diligence.
He's saying being steadfast. Read.
Add to your faith virtue, and to your virtue knowledge.
They say add to your faith virtue, and of your virtue knowledge. Read.
And to knowledge temperance.
Of that knowledge add that temperance, that meekness. Read.
And to temperance patience.
He say having that meekness, also being patient with that. Read.
And to patience godliness.
Being of Christ. Read.
And to godliness brotherly kindness.
Being of Christ also shows that love unto your brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Of these things, there is no law keeping you from doing it.
That's right.
There is no law holding you back from being the best version of yourself through these characteristics.
Man.
Read.
And to brotherly kindness, charity. For these things be in you.
If these things be in you, read.
And abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren.
Hold on. It say that you shall neither be barren, meaning produce nothing, read.
Nor unfruitful.
Nor what?
Unfruitful.
These things cannot ultimately make you unfruitful or barren.
That's right.
By doing these things, you are going to produce the good fruit from that good tree.
That's right.
Read.
Nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. But he that lacketh these things,
But he that does not walk in the Spirit, that does not live in the Spirit, that does not want to be of Christ, because being of Christ, you will have these characteristics. You will have that faith, that virtue, that knowledge, that temperance, that patience, that godliness, that brotherly love, that charity. You will have these things.
That's right.
Read.
is blind.
Is what?
Is blind.
He that lacketh these things is blind. Read.
And cannot see far off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sin.
And forgot that you were ultimately put in a position to where you did away with that oldness. But you don't see it, you don't hear it, you're not of it, because you let yourself be corrupt.
That's right.
The opportunity was there to let go of the old and become anew, but you want to continue to be buffering. Read.
Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
It say, give that diligence, be steadfast in making your calling and election undeniable.
Bring it out.
Read.
For if ye do these things,
For if you do these things, if you have that faith, if you are virtuous, if you have the knowledge of the Lord, if you have that temperance, if you are patient, if you have that godliness, if you show that brotherly kindness and that charity, these things make your calling and election sure. If you do these things, read.
ye shall never fall.
You what?
Ye shall never fall.
You will not be a corrupt tree and produce evil fruit.
That's right.
It can't happen. It's giving you the guidelines. It's giving you the blueprint on the things you need to be the best you can be.
That's right.
Let's go back to James 3:17.
This is the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above.
He say the wisdom that is from above, the wisdom of the Lord, read.
Is first pure.
Is first of all pure, incorruptible. Read.
Then peaceable.
Then it is peaceable. Read.
Gentle.
It is gentle. Read.
And ease to be entreated.
Read.
Full of mercy and good fruits.
And what?
And good fruits.
And what?
And good fruits.
Read.
Without
partiality.
Partiality.
Meaning you are whole. Again, being that corrupt fruit, being that corrupt tree and having an evil fruit, you are missing out on things.
Bring it out.
You do not have everything you need to be whole. Read.
And without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
And say, these things are done in a peaceful manner. By you doing these things in a peaceful manner, you are ultimately generating an environment of peace.
That's right.
By you being peaceful, the brother next to you being peaceful, the sister next to you being peaceful, you are creating that culture of peace.
That's right.
It's just like at your job. If you don't put that positive energy out there, you sow those seeds and build that culture of positivity, everybody gonna come in there huffing and puffing. It's gonna be a dark cloud over everybody, man. Everybody there, bro. I'm just here, bro. I'm just here.
Bring that out.
It's just like in your house. If you don't come in and establish the type of air and the aura to have the type of frequency you need to be vibrating on, bro, your house gonna be upside down.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
You have to sow the seeds of what you want. If you want peace, you have to be peaceful. If you want love, you have to be loving. If you want joy, you have to be joyful. If you want to have wisdom, you have to seek the knowledge.
That's right.
If you want to build patience, you have to endure. Simple. Let's go back. 2 Timothy 2:22.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 22. Flee also youthful lust.
I'm telling you, man, flee that old man and that old woman. Read.
But follow righteousness.
But what?
Follow righteousness.
But follow righteousness. Read.
Faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. But foolish and unlearned questions.
You good. I just wanted 22. It say to flee these things. It's telling you to go back into your bag of good fruits with that faith and that charity and that peace. And with these things, call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
That's right.
Because that good tree cannot be corruptible if it's producing good fruit.
That's right.
Go back to Romans 13 and 14. We coming to a close here, Israel. Let me get there with you, bro. Go ahead, read that out.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 14. But put ye on the Lord Christ.
It's telling you, put on Christ. Just like that, just like you hear, put on the armor of the Lord, bro. Put on Christ. Let that exude from your body. Let that light so shine before the world, before man, before woman, before child.
That's right.
Read.
And make not provision for the flesh.
It say, do not give the chance and opportunity for that corruptible to corrupt the pure. Read.
To fulfill the lust thereof.
It say, do not give in. Do not let that good tree be tainted by the evil, by the corrupt.
Bring that out.
St. Matthew 7 and 20.
This is the book of Saint.
Start at 19.
This is the book of Saint Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 19.
Read.
Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down.
It's cut down. Read.
And cast to the fire.
And done away with. Read.
Wherefore by their fruits.
Wherefore by their fruits. Read.
Ye shall know them.
You what?
Ye shall know them.
What you say, bro?
Ye shall know them.
You will be known by the fruits that you ultimately produce or don't produce.
That's right.
Because again, you're either going to be the good tree or that corrupt tree. And some of our brothers and sisters just give up and don't give a damn, period. But ultimately are sowing seeds of evil fruit.
That's right.
Because slothfulness goes right into that.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Let's finish it out, bro. Titus 2 and 11.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 11.
Read.
For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
They say, for the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men. Read.
Teaching us.
It is teaching us. Again, teaching us. Read.
That denying ungodliness.
That denying ungodliness. Read.
And worldly lust.
That denying that ungodliness, that darkness, and that carnal mind, that lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, that pride of life, denying these things. Read.
We should live soberly.
We should live with a clear mind, having clarity and that virtue and that temperance and that patience. Read.
Righteously and godly in this present world.
In this present world, we should be moving with these characteristics and spirits upon us.
That's right.
Not just you that's calling yourself in the truth, but all men and women should have the same positive outlook.
That's right.
The same positive action. Because at the end of the day, every knee gonna bow and every mouth gonna confess to the Lord.
That's right.
if you positive, she positive, he positive, they positive, it's a positive affair.
That's right.
But if you positive, she positive, he negative, and she negative, it's going to be some issues.
That's right.
Everybody is not going to be on the same wavelength. Everybody is not going to be of one accord. Y'all got something going on that the ones negative don't like. So it say, if possible, we should live peaceably with all men. I'm going to leave it at that.